First Samuel marks the transition of Israel from the time of the judges to the time of the kings. It spans about 100 years and centers on three key figures: Samuel the prophet, Saul the king, and David the anointed one. So the book divides into three main sections. In chapters 1 through 7, you see Samuel the prophet. Chapters 8 through 15, you see Saul the king. Chapters 16 through 31, you see David the anointed. So it begins with Hannah, a barren woman who can't have kids, who prays earnestly for a son and vows to dedicate him to the Lord. God answers, and Samuel is born. He's the final judge and the first prophet to guide Israel into a new era. 1 Samuel 1 verse 27 says, "For this child I prayed, and the Lord hath given me my petition, which I asked of him." As Samuel grows, the priest, Eli's sons, they corrupt the priesthood, and God's judgment falls on their house. So when the Philistines capture the ark, Israel learns that God's presence cannot be controlled or presumed upon. 1 Samuel 4 verse 22 says, "And she said, the glory is departed from Israel, for the ark of God is taken." So the people then demand a king to be like the other nations. Though God warns them, he allows Saul to be anointed, tall, impressive, but he becomes spiritually disobedient. So Saul starts well, but he soon rebels against God's command to destroy. 1 Samuel 15 verse 22 says, "And Samuel said, Hath the Lord his great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams." So because of that rebellion, God rejects Saul, and he chooses David, a shepherd after his own heart. So the rest of the book contrasts Saul's jealousy and decline with David's faith and his rise. So David kills Goliath, he wins victories, he shows mercy to his enemies. Saul's envy leads to madness and death on Mount Gilboa. So 1 Samuel teaches that outward power means nothing without obedience and faith. So leadership without submission to God always ends in ruin, but humility and trust, like David's, bring favor. So the true king, Jesus Christ, would come from David's line, ruling not by pride, but by righteousness.